Hi, Jason Knott with CE Pro, and I'm excited today to be joined by Joe DeMarco of Soundwaves in Gladwin, Pennsylvania. Hi, Joe. Thanks for joining me today.
Thanks for having me, Jason. How are you?
I'm great. Let's jump right into it. Tell us a little bit about Soundwaves.
So Soundwaves Custom Home Integration is my company. We've been in business for about 13 years now, doing primarily custom size projects, custom homes, a lot of new construction, some retro jobs. We run the gamut in all things technology within the home, from surveillance, automation, security, music, theaters, etc., lighting control as well. Prior to that, I worked on Wall Street as an options trader for about 9 years.
All right, quite a diverse background. So today we're talking about audio, and in particular, I want to talk about James Loudspeaker. When did you discover that line, and what was it that drew you to that line?
So I discovered that line recently, within the last 2 years, when a client had a request for on-wall outdoor speakers, but didn't like the traditional looking products that were available. So I kind of dove in, did my research, and came across the wedge speakers by James, which kind of tuck up into the eaves of a soffit roofline, what have you, and presented it to the client. The client loved the idea, and the relationship was born from there.
So beyond the wedge, are you using any of the other lines, particular from James?
So typically when I start working with a vendor, I kind of, I value the relationship, and I look to learn more about the vendor and make sure they're a good fit for us, as well as us being a good fit for them. So I traveled out to Napa, where their factory was at the time, and I got the run through of all their products. And so currently we use their landscaping products pretty heavily. Their satellite speaker systems, their Omni planners, in addition to the wedges, to create a really nice audiophile grade sound in the backyard for people. I've also been starting to use the small aperture speakers as well, as they certainly fit a nice niche, and designers, decorators love them, and clients love them because they sound awesome. Those are pretty much the categories I'm dabbling in right now.
All right, let's talk a little bit about that factory visit that you mentioned. How important is engineering quality in the products that you select? And tell us a little bit about what you saw when you were out there at that factory tour.
So I think engineering quality is critical these days, especially when it comes to a loudspeaker company. There's so many of them out there, and it can be hard to decipher which one to go with sometimes. So seeing their factory, seeing speakers being built, how it's done, the work behind the scenes to produce these products that were sticking in the ceilings and in the ground. It was pretty impressive, and it was nice to see a group of people caring so much about the product that they're putting out there.